What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Kind of a big deal going down about 9 days before the draft. Carolina acquiring Teravainen and Bickell from Chicago in exchange for 2 draft picks. So they got Teravainen for a second and a third. Second this year, third next year. And Carolina gets a pretty exciting player in Teravainen that, I talked about Sebastian Aho and some of the other guys that they have in their system. Teravainen's going to be an awesome fit. They have to eat Bickell's contract for next year, but it's like, moves like Bickell, those are the moves that come back to bite you because he was not worth $4 million a year. He peaked during that Stanley Cup playoff run, and you kind of fell in love with him. And to put it in human terms, it's like a lust versus love thing with a player like that. And unfortunately, his productivity was never what the Blackhawks thought it would be, and they had to give up Teravainen to get rid of him. So, this offseason, we've seen Florida give up a second-round pick to move salary cap space in Mark Savard's contract. We've seen, Chicago give up Teravainen to save, via moving Bickell's contract. And, I think we're going to see Detroit give up possibly a first-round pick to move Pavel Datsuk's cap hold. So, it's an intriguing thing. It's a whole other dynamic of hockey in terms of, balancing the checkbook and, ensuring you have, quality cap space. So this is the second straight offseason Chicago's been forced to part with a very, very good, young player. Last year with Brandon Saad. This year it's Teravainen. Who knows what next year holds. But, again, this is the nature of the beast with the salary cap, and it is what it is, as Bill Belichick would say. Plus, this is going to sound weird, but I think Panarin became what they were hoping Teravainen would be, if that makes any sense, in terms of being that running mate for Kane. And, I think because of Panarin's, emergence, some of the guys they have, they were able to make Teravainen, I don't want to say expendable, but it softened the blow of trading him. But again, I wouldn't have traded him. I think he's a very, very good player. But then again, I also would not have given Brian Bickell that contract. I mean, $4 million a year for Brian Bickell. It's not good. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I think Carolina could possibly buy him out, but I think he'll spend next year with Carolina. Because they could get to the cap floor. And I think Teravainen will really emerge as a big-time player, in a new role. He's not buried behind guys like Pat Kane in Chicago. He's going to be able to be out there and do his thing and be a legitimate, player. So, we'll see how it all shakes itself up. I'm just looking at Bickell's career numbers. Prior to getting $4 million a year, his career high in points was 37. He had 17 in 23 games at the Stanley Cup year, and that's all she wrote, really. But anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.